Hello, we made it to lesson 167. There is one life, and that I share with God and the traffic. So there is one life, and that I share with God. This is a really interesting lesson. I love the very last sentence of it. I don't really want to skip to that right now, but we might as well, because that's the whole point of this lesson, awakening. For the wakened mind is one that knows its source, itself, its holiness. So essentially, we are asleep right now. We're in a dream. Even with the whole woke community, most people are not. There are not different kinds of life, for life is like the truth. It does not have degrees. So it's saying that there is one life. It is the one condition in which all that God created share. Like all his thoughts, it has no opposite. There's no opposite to life. There is no death, because what God created shares his life. There is no death because an opposite to God does not exist. There is no death because the Father and the Son are one. So in this world, of course, it seems like there is an opposite, and we call it death. We have learned that the idea of death takes many forms. So yes, we just learned that. It is the one idea which underlies all feelings that are not supremely happy. So we talked about this the other day. Anxiety, fear of the body, body concerns, sadness, depression, those are all forms of death. So anything that is not supremely happy, it is the alarm to which you give response of any kind that is not perfect joy. All sorrow, loss, anxiety, and suffering and pain, even a little sigh of weariness, a slight discomfort, or the merest frown, acknowledge death, and thus deny you live. So we're basically all of the time acknowledging death. You think that death is of the body, yet it is but an idea, irrelevant to what is seen as physical. A thought is in the mind. It can be then applied as mind directs it. So it gets a little confusing here in the lesson, but its origin is where it must be changed, if change occurs. So ideas leave not their source. We hear this a lot. The emphasis this course has placed on that idea is due to its centrality in our attempts to change your mind about yourself. It is the reason you can heal. It is the cause of healing. It is why you cannot die. Its truth established you as one with God. So we'll get to Jesus. Just hold on. Death is the thought that you are separate from your Creator. It is the belief conditions change, emotions alternate because of causes you cannot control, that you did not make, and you can never change. It is the fixed belief ideas can leave their source and take on qualities the source does not contain, becoming different from their own origin, apart from in kind as well as distance, time, and form. So, death cannot come from life. Ideas remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains. In that, they can go far beyond themselves, but they cannot give birth to what was never given them. As they are made, so will their making be. As they were born, so will they then give birth. And where they come from, there will they return. So yes, it's certainly The Course certainly takes your mind and just wraps it around itself, but in the spiraling, it seems to undo. So if you can just let it in, let these words in and see what they do for you. The mind can think it sleeps, but that is all. It cannot change what is its waking state. It cannot make a body nor abide within a body. What is alien to the mind does not exist because it has no source. For mind creates all things that are and cannot give them attributes it lacks, nor change its own eternal mindful state. It cannot make the physical. What seems to die is but the sign of a mind asleep. The opposite of life can only be another form of life. As such, it can be reconciled with what created it because it is not opposite in truth. Its form may change, it may appear to be what it is not, yet mind is mind, awake or sleeping. It is not its opposite in anything created, nor in what it seems to make when it believes it sleeps. I know. I feel it too. Like, it's a lot. Even if you're reading along because you bought the book, because you made it to lesson 167. So I know you have a book or an app. You're like reading along and thinking, what? But then it hits you with something that does sort of resonate. God creates only mind awake. He does not sleep, and his creations cannot share what he gives not, nor make conditions which he does not share with them. The thought of death is not the opposite to thoughts of life. Forever unopposed by opposites of any kind, the thoughts of God remain forever changeless, with the power to extend forever changelessly, but yet within themselves, for they are everywhere. I know. I don't know. I'm not even giving Jesus the wheel at all. All right. Should I give him the wheel? Jesus, just let me alone. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. When the mind elects to be what it is not and to assume an alien power, which it does not have, a foreign state it cannot enter, or a false condition not within its source, it merely seems to go to sleep a while. It dreams of time, an interval in which what seems to happen never has occurred. The changes wrought are substanceless, and all events are nowhere. When the mind awakes, it but continues as it always was. So that's the thing. You just think you're sleeping now. All right, Jesus. Sorry for taking so long. Your turn. Lesson 167, Jesus said, you are not a body. You are spirit. You are spirit encased in a heavy physical material manifestation of separation. The body is not who you are. You are not a body. Yes, it does seem like you leave the body. You do leave the body. And guess what leaves with you? All of your unlearned lessons leave the body with you. So he started talking about how that might be why it warrants another incarnation. You might have to come back to learn those unlearned lessons. But we're reaching a point in our human galactic history that you have the opportunity to awaken in this lifetime while still in the body. So spirit is asking you to be yourself, your true self, the things that you're drawn to. You are drawn to your purpose. Now, Jesus did go off on a little bit of a tangent and talk about how the ego's drawn to things. Of course, its needs and whatever. You're going to know if you're being drawn to your purpose and passion, what lights you up genuinely with all the good vibes. You're going to learn to discern when it's that versus when it is the ego. So some good advice: seek joy in every moment you can. If the ego moments arise and the needs appear, then grab your book, read A Course in Miracles, read ACIM when the ego's needs appear, and ask Jesus for help letting go of these old patterns, these old egoic ways. Ask Jesus for help, and you will feel different. Align with the lessons of A Course in Miracles and keep on practicing, seeking joy in every moment you can, following your passion and being drawn to your purpose. So remember, you are spirit. You have an opportunity to awaken in this lifetime. So align with the lessons and practice A Course in Miracles. It's just a good day to be worthy. It's just a good day to realize there is one life and you share it with God. It's a good day to remember that you are not a body. You're not a body. I know it really appears like we are a body, but that is not who you are. You are spirit. You are a thought in the mind of God. And right now, wasn't that such an incredible way to describe it? You are spirit encased in a heavy physical material manifestation of separation. We have separated. I almost want to put that under quotes because we just think we've separated. We are still at home with God, but we are sleeping in a dream. I know that sounds crazy, but you're in a dream right now of being separate from God. So let us today be children of the truth and not deny our holy heritage. You share your life with God. There is only one life. God is. That is all that is. I know I'm getting a little preachy today, but that's it. All that is. God is. And that's who you are. Part of that. That is your holy heritage. Our life is not as we imagine it. Who changes life because he shuts his eyes or makes himself what he is not because he sleeps and sees in dreams an opposite to what he is? We will not ask for death in any form today. Nor will we let imagined opposites to life abide even an instant where the thought of life eternal has been set by God himself. So his holy home we strive to keep today as he established it and wills it be forever and ever. He is Lord of what we think today, and in his thoughts, which have no opposite, we understand there is one life and that we share with him, with all creation, with their thoughts as well, whom he created in a unity of life that cannot separate in death, and leave the source of life from where it came. So it doesn't matter what you even think. That sounds kind of rude, but it doesn't matter what you think. You're a part of God, plain and simple. So anyways, let's get on the pathways a lot. I can't even freaking wait to read it. I'm so excited. I love it. pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 167, Insights. There is one life, and that I share with God. The eternal spirit of love is what is true, now and forever. My job is to open to this eternal spirit of love. It will wake me up to reality. It is the only life. It will show me the meaninglessness of a pretend life within a world of time and space. This one life is the truth of all that is. It is changeless and eternal. I can open to this life anytime I choose, but I must be willing to let go of my ideas of what is real. I must be willing to let go of the idea that separate bodies could ever be real or that individuality exists. I must be willing to let these false ideas go. I must have an open mind without preconceived ideas. I must open my mind to Holy Spirit's healing perceptions. I must let all these false ideas be gently washed away. God is everyone's source, and this alone is real. This alone is eternal. This alone cannot die. The Father and the Son are one, and no dreams can change that. My job now is to let go of trying to be different from God. My job now is to open to the truth and be willing to let go of illusions. God is one and cannot be separate. Holy Spirit, today I give my mind to you. Heal it of all false ideas. I open to your healing light. This is my one goal today and every day. As I observe my thoughts, I am amazed at how much of the time my attention is given to thoughts of death, as described in this lesson. It doesn't seem that I am thinking about death, but I'm aware that I'm often monitoring how my body is functioning. Is there a discomfort here, an ache there? Is it working like it should? These could only occur because I think the body is vulnerable and that I think I am the body. These thoughts are a defense against death, and so proclaim that death is real and must be guarded against. This is all occurring within a dream in which I have imagined myself as separate from God and therefore separate from life. Only if this were true could death be possible. This body monitoring attests to the importance I place on it as proof of my existence. Yet this is merely an imagined existence in a dream where nothing is real. I am not a body. I am love, created by love and one with love. That is unchangeable. Being unchangeable, I cannot die. This is the truth about me and all my brothers. Worry about the body simply reflects a belief that I have succeeded in separating from life, my source, but I remain as love created me. Holy Spirit, I offer you my thoughts of death, of weakness and vulnerability. I ask for your help and strength to let them go. I ask for your vision so I may see the life I am and see this life in all my brothers. Only here is the certainty I seek. Here is perfect health and infinite abundance because this life I share with God. There is nothing else to share. pathwaysoflight.org. All right then. Okay, so I get it a little bit more. I definitely see, like, when we are thinking about the body, when we're concerned about the body, is my throat getting a tickle? Am I getting that cough too? Am I? Right? Like, we're totally feeling vulnerable. And that leads to fear, and that leads to feeling scared, and that leads to feeling upset, and like it really feeds onto itself. So last paragraph, because I guess this is just one of them days that I'm going to read the whole lesson. We share one life because we have one source, a source from which perfection comes to us. I'm laughing because I just was at Goodwill, and we found that old game, Perfection. You have to put the little shapes in before the timer goes off, and it like blows up in your face. So stressful. I love it. So perfection came to me today. Thanks, Chad. Remaining always in the holy minds, which he created perfect. As we were, so are we now and will forever be. So even though it seems like everything changes, in God, it's just perfect perfection. Perfect perfection? Yeah, for all eternity, which we can't even fathom because we're in this horrible, awful dream right now. A sleeping mind must waken as it sees its own perfection mirroring the Lord of life so perfectly, it fades into what is reflected there. And now it is no more a mere reflection. It becomes the thing reflected and the light which makes reflection possible. No vision now is needed, for the wakened mind is one that knows its source, itself, its holiness. So you will know yourself as your true self, as your source, as all that is. That's whoa, right? But anyways, that's what you have an opportunity to do in this lifetime. I mean, there's nothing wrong with staying asleep. You don't have to do A Course in Miracles right now. You can do it later. You can do it next life. My YouTube videos should still be up for you. You might as well do it now. I mean, at least commit to finishing out the year with me and see where that puts us and see what we think then. But have a willingness, open your mind, seek joy in every moment you can. If you're struggling with the ego, because by now, you know the struggle's real, ask Jesus and or the Holy Spirit. It's the same energy, truly. Ask for help and just see how you feel. And keep on practicing the lessons and saying crazy things like, I am not a body, I am spirit. Keep on saying there is one life and that I share with God. Keep on saying all these crazy things. Keep on saying I am entrusted with the gifts of God. Say all these crazy things that we did this week. Now we are one with him who is our source. And even tomorrow we're going to say more new crazy things. We're going to say tomorrow, your grace is given me. I claim it now. Claim your gifts and see how you feel. It might be crazy. It might challenge you. And that's what it's supposed to do. So that's A Course in Miracles. So anyways, I'm with you. Jesus is with you. The Holy Spirit's with you. I mean, give it a go. I mean, unless you want to come back to this shithole. I mean, we make it pretty fun. We do. And that's, but I think it's time. I think it's time to wake up. Don't you? Let me know.